As the wave of globalization sweeps across, Southeast Asia has become the new favorite of the global industrial chain. Among this trend, the rise of Vietnam is particularly eye-catching. But this rising star in Southeast Asia is facing lagging infrastructure. In order to reverse this situation, the Vietnamese government has taken a bold measure: building high-speed rail. In the past, Vietnam was more inclined to choose high-speed rail technology from Germany, Japan, and South Korea, while being cautious or even skeptical about Chinese technology. Today, the situation has changed dramatically. Vietnam not only actively requests to share high-speed rail technology with China, but also plans to build a new high-speed rail line directly to China. What secrets lie behind this transformation? What strategic intentions does the high-speed rail connection between Vietnam and China reveal? Vietnam, a country located on the east side of the Indochina Peninsula, is shaped like a north-south S-shaped curve. Its territory extends for about 1,640 kilometers from south to north, with the widest point from east to west reaching 600 kilometers and the narrowest point of only 50 kilometers. This long and narrow terrain means that southern residents who want to visit their relatives in the north, or northern merchants who want to explore the southern market, may need to spend up to 30 hours on the journey. This not only makes travel extremely difficult, but also severely hinders Vietnam's economic development. In order to overcome this problem, the Vietnamese government plans to build a high-speed railway. As far as I know, this high-speed railway is called the North-South High-Speed Railway. This railway line starts in Hanoi and ends in Ho Chi Minh City, passing through 21 provinces and cities in Vietnam, including the famous Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, and Da Nang. The 1,570-kilometer railway is 159 kilometers shorter than the traditional North-South Railway. The cost of such a grand project is naturally astronomical and is expected to reach $55.85 billion. But high construction costs and technical difficulties have hindered Vietnam's high-speed rail dream. Therefore, Vietnam has extended an invitation to Japan, a high-speed rail powerhouse, hoping to realize this dream with the help of its advanced technology. However, although the plan proposed by Japan was technologically advanced, the cost was as high as $58.7 billion, which was almost one-third of Vietnam's GDP at the time. Such huge economic pressure forced Vietnam to abandon this plan. Afterwards, Vietnam opened a tender to the international community, and many high-speed rail powers such as China participated in the bidding. However, due to previous contacts with Japan on the high-speed rail project, Vietnam ultimately chose Japan. It is understood that after winning the bid, Japan proposed a new plan that would increase the speed to 320 kilometers per hour, but the cost would also rise to $65 billion. Faced with this astronomical figure, Vietnam is once again in trouble and cannot afford such high construction costs. Vietnam had hoped that Japan could provide financial support or low-interest loans to help build the high-speed rail, but Japan's attitude was cold and stalled, causing the project to be delayed. The North-South High-Speed Railway, which was originally planned to start construction in 2014 and be fully open to traffic in 2035, has not yet started. Seeing neighboring countries such as Indonesia and Thailand successively opening high-speed rail, Vietnam is becoming more and more urgent. In 2023, Vietnam will launch the North-South High-Speed Rail project again and try to seek support from high-speed rail technology powers such as South Korea and Germany. Vietnam contacted the heads of Germany's Siemens and South Korea's railway department and received a positive response. Siemens expressed its willingness to provide technical support for Vietnam's high-speed rail project, and South Korea also showed a strong willingness to cooperate. However, due to various reasons, Vietnam ultimately failed to achieve substantive cooperation with these countries. It was not until March 2024 that Vietnam's Minister of Investment Nguyen Chi Dung visited China that the North-South High-Speed Railway project in Vietnam saw hope of successful construction. It is understood that during Vietnam's visit to China, Nguyen Chi Dung clearly expressed his strong demand for China's high-speed rail construction and operation experience, and China also showed the demeanor of a great power and readily accepted Vietnam's request. A month later, Vietnam announced plans to officially start construction of a domestic high-speed railway before 2030. The railway construction will be divided into two major lines. One railway starts from Haiphong, an important port city in northern Vietnam, passes through the bustling capital Hanoi, and ends in Lao Cai, directly connecting to Yunnan, China. The other starts from Hanoi, passes through Lang Son province, crosses the national border, and goes directly to Guangxi, China. These two lines not only closely connect important cities in the north and south of Vietnam, but also closely connect Vietnam and China, two important countries in Southeast Asia. It is worth mentioning that China will take the initiative to share its experience even without Vietnam's request. What exactly is this matter about? According to the survey, there are three feasible options for the north-south high-speed railway in Vietnam. One is a 350 km/h plan, which upgrades the original meter gauge to separate passenger and freight transportation, greatly improving transportation efficiency. The second is a 250 km/h solution, which is more flexible and suitable for both passenger transportation and freight transportation in special or emergency situations. The third type also has a speed of 250 km/h and uses a combination of passengers and freight. It is worth noting that these plans all use the standard gauge of 1,435 mm, which is the same as the Chinese railway standard. This means that once Vietnam's north-south high-speed railway is completed, it will be able to seamlessly connect to the railway in Guangxi, China, forming a major channel connecting China and Vietnam. So, do you know what the impact will be once these two rail systems are connected? As Vietnam's largest source of imports and investors, China's trade relations with Vietnam are already very close. In the first quarter of this year alone, the freight volume of China-Vietnam trains increased by 82% year-on-year, demonstrating the strong growth of trade activities between the two countries. A high-speed rail connection will further promote the flow of people, logistics, and capital, and push the commercial and trade relations between the two countries to new heights. In order to further improve transportation efficiency, Guangxi has also upgraded the railway section from Nanning to Pingxiang, shortening transportation time by 1.5 hours. This not only improves Guangxi's transportation convenience, but also provides a solid foundation for economic cooperation between China and Vietnam. In addition, the construction of the north-south high-speed railway in Vietnam will also have a positive impact on regional development within the country. For a long time, there have been significant differences in development between the north and the south of Vietnam. The economic aggregate in the south is almost twice that of the north. Take Ho Chi Minh City as an example. Not only is it the economic center of Vietnam, its industrial output value and GDP share far exceed that of the capital Hanoi. The completion of the north-south high-speed railway is expected to strengthen exchanges and cooperation between the north and the south, promote the coordinated development of the regional economy, and effectively narrow the development gap between the north and the south.